Good morning, my name is Laura. I'm coming to you from Tucson, Arizona. And this year I'm trying to reinvigorate the yarn closet. Last year I had a space at my kids' school where I gave classes and we called it yarn because they were all ages. So we did everything from pom-poms with 4-year-olds to knitting, crocheting and loom knitting with the older kids of various ages. And you can find me at The Yarn Closet. I have a page on Facebook, Yarn Closet Arizona on Ravelry. I will try to be adding patterns there soon, although soon is a relative term. Other things to know about me, as this is the secondary introduction. My first 5-minute video was done with my son. I will try to engage him in this because he loves YouTube. And he's been bullied the last couple of years at school. And so this is something that really gives him a sense of accomplishment in a safe space where he's not going to be criticized. He's got some anxiety and he's a nice kid. And in this day and age, that's just a sad combination in any kind of a school. And he goes to a great school. He goes to a private school that we live near and I work at as a part-time librarian, interestingly enough, because I am legally blind. So this is the broken eyes, as we call them. And I don't have a clue what I look like. I can vaguely see the camera and know vaguely that the blue yarn closet thing is there, but good Lord, I don't know. So when things aren't in focus, you know, now you know my life. I don't know what my hair looks like. I don't know what my makeup looks like. And it's a challenge because I'm a woman of that age. And that in and of itself is a challenge. So this is why for many years I was a loom knitter and then crochet because I could feel the stitches in the crochet. However, I couldn't feel the fingering weight or the sport weight. So I couldn't really do the kind of shawls and sweaters that I wanted to. And over the years, as I got better, I kind of worked up to it. And of course, reading patterns is ridiculous. So that was the fun of crochet because it was simple repeats. I could remember, you know, and granny squares, thank you God, you know, wonderful. But last year we found out some information. My husband's sick and my brain is fried. So I needed something because the crochet, my mind would wander. So I needed a challenge and I've picked up knitting again and I have tried over the years umpteen times and I could not get it. Finally, thank you YouTube, Continental Style, Laura Lee Beltman. Oh, you are the queen. And Craftsy, what a blessing. So I was finally able to pick it up in a way that I could feel the individual live stitches of thin, tiny yarns. So I went from priding myself to using $2 a skein acrylics and making, you know, beautiful colored things and soft washable things to, oh, $42 for a yowza? Fabulous! I'm gonna spend it. And what have I made in the last year since I started doing this? Hardly anything. But I got some tubes, cranked sock tubes from Freckled Whimsy, and I fell in love. So I have ordered my own circular sock machine. I cannot wait. And this is a current work in progress. Here's the first sock for a friend. I don't have a big enough blocker, but a very easy, just split the tube, afterthought, heel in my own way because I'm not reading a long pattern. And I can't focus that much. Unwound a few rounds of color repeats so that I could put in a toe. And there you go. It works. It makes me feel good. And it's what we love, right? So there you go. Once again, if it's not in focus, get used to it. So that is a finished sock. And here is the work in progress sock. Where's the front? Here's the toe, and here's the heel I'm putting in, you know. And my husband does do some woodworking, so he makes me these cool little bowls so I can kind of keep track of things. What else? This is totally scattered and crazy, but I'm gonna work my way into being more organized. This is kind of a window into my life right now. I am just doing a very simple garter stitch shawl, and yeah, I'm right in the middle of the row because I'm from crochet, where that was an okay thing to do. Not so much now. But Stranded Dye Works, love it. Thank you, Amy. Once again, $2 a skein acrylic to I'll order from England. That makes sense. And now, sadly, all of my acrylic has been dwindling down because I'm giving it to the kids because it's not working for me anymore. You know, the granny square will have its day again, but right now, not so much. I am doing this on a whim because my kids, I just dropped them off at grandma's, have not even brushed the hair or dried it because I live in Arizona, so who cares? It'll dry in 12 minutes. And my husband will be coming home from an overnight outing. He's a hunter. They have to go look and see where the deer are because they'll be shooting the deer in September. So between now and September, you know, 110 degrees versus 85, I'm sure they're not going in different areas. But whatever. So here is one of my completed shawls. I just had some skeins of a Lion brand that I wanted to use up as I was practicing and learning this whole knitting thing, crazy time. And here's one of my crocheted sweaters for my daughter. She's only 3, so I put in these extra bands to make the neckline smaller for her. And then I can take them out, although she loves the buttons, as she grows. And it's just an acrylic. It's a baby acrylic. It's just a couple of granny squares put together. You know, this is about as intricate and delicate as I could do at crochet. And I don't have a name for the lady yet. I'm kind of thinking Nellie. My grandma's name was, nickname was Nellie. And what else? Sadie! Sadie, come! Come here, Sadie. Come here. Sadie, come here. Sadie, come. Come here. Sit. This is Sadie. Sadie is my pretty lady. She was my guide dog for many, many years. She is recently retired because service dogs don't actually work that many years. Most of them are around 2 when they go into service, and then they work on average 7 or 8 years. Can you shake? Sadie, shake. Shake, honey. It's okay. Good girl. Okay, Sadie. Okay. She's like, yeah. I don't listen anymore. I'm not working. She's a fabulous dog. She had a fabulous trainer at Red Star Kennels in Hudson, Wisconsin, Mark Keating, and Irina, I can't say her last name. And right now I have 5 dogs at home because 5 dogs, and 2 children is a great idea. I'm dog sitting for my ex-husband. We do that frequently. I would say 2 or 3 times a year. It seems frequent. What else? I'm here on YouTube because I want to express to all the other women I watch, and a couple of guys, I love Mikey from the Crochet Crowd, that you've gotten me through the last year or so of challenge in my life, and you'll continue to get me through. Even when we don't have people we can sit down and knit with, crochet with, do our yarn with, there is a community out there. Christy Glass, you're fabulous. You can do the things that some of us can't do by getting on a plane and going and meeting people and opening up so much that is such a big deal to so many people. And what people don't realize, as we age, a lot of people become housebound. I became housebound in my 30s. I was lucky enough a year and a half ago to move a half a mile from my church and the kids' school. And then lucky enough to find Trikaroo mobility carts that had 2 seats, and I will try to put in pictures, and I will try to learn how to do this editing thing for all of you. We have 2 mobility carts. One's a 2-seater we call Pinky with a seatbelt on the back so I can strap in one of the kids, and the other one my 10-year-old son will drive. It's called Red. It's the one that I drive sometimes when I'm by myself going back and forth to CVS or the school, because it goes a whopping 12 miles an hour. Fabulously fun, and I'm not going to run into a lot of traffic on the sidewalk, so it's relatively safe. And it's neat and it's fun, but I wasn't always legally blind. I've always had crappy sight. My left eye's always been nothing, but I did drive for many years. I probably shouldn't have, but I did, because it is legal in most states to drive with only one eye. And so to have this ability to go a half mile from the house, and the Trikaroo will go further, I just don't feel comfortable. Tucson has weird traffic and weird big streets, and I'm not going to cross 7 lanes of traffic, even with a crossing thing, because people just don't pay attention. And we are too close to Mexico. People drive like crazy there, and it kind of bleeds into here. Plus we have a lot of snowbirds, people who shouldn't be driving but still are. So I go about half a mile. I'm able to get safely about a half mile from the house. I can get to a Walgreens, a CVS, like I said, the church, the school. Someday I will venture forth to get to my dad's 55 plus housing place. He's 80 and he just stopped driving this last year. And that's about a mile and a half maybe. And I could only have to really cross like one scary spot. So someday. And it's amazing to be able to leave the house and go to school and sit in the library and tell kids to be quiet, because I feel like I have function and usefulness beyond just making meals and doing a somewhat crappy job at cleaning my house, because let's be honest, everything feels dirty and I can't really tell if it is or if it isn't. So I do the best I can, and then every once in a while my face will end up right next to a cabinet and I'll think, I don't even know what that purple stuff is and how long has it been dried there. Because, you know, nobody else will do anything, because I live with men, to clean it up, because they think it's fine, because it's dried, it's not moving, so it's good. My 3-year-old daughter will be such a huge blessing. I'll be 47 in September. She will keep me young, but she is a spitfire, and she has already learned to grab a wet wipe, baby wipe, and wipe something off. I always find her wiping something off, and I'm like, yes, help. Far too much about me, probably, and far too little about the knitting and the yarn. But I do love the yarn, and it is what keeps me going and keeps me calm and keeps me sane beyond the love of my family. And I'm very blessed. I love my kids. They cuddle, and every morning my daughter wakes up and comes out with her pillow and cuddles, and every night I cuddle and put the kids to bed. And I have a niece who just became a mom at 22. It's a challenge. Oh boy, Dad's home. I think we're done because the dog fest is going to start. 5 dogs. I love you. I will talk to you again soon, and hopefully I'll figure out how to edit this. Maybe I can improve something.